One. Hello. Hey, everybody. We had some technical difficulties, so we were having a little bit of difficulty with a mobile app that we were trying to use. So we kind of went to laptops to try to see if we could get this done for you guys. So hopefully everybody had a chance to come back or at least remember to look at this broadcast later. So I am Tiffany Taylor Hicks, and I am the CEO of Velvet Rope Experience. I'm also one of the founders of the Nonprofit Networking Cafe. And today we decided to do a broadcast to talk to you guys a little bit about business trips as well as taxes. So I thought that was really important in lieu of the recent, a lot of people went to the Essence Festival. So the title of this broadcast is After the Essence Festival, Now What? So now that you've gone on that business trip, what should you do now? So in that, there are some tax things that you can do that can help you from a business perspective as well as for if you're a nonprofit. And so we have Dana Harris. She is the CEO of Sierra Financial Services, and she is going to be talking to us about taxes. But first, Dana, would you tell us what it is that your company does?
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, Tiffany?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I am Dana Harris, and I'm the CEO and tax preparer and financial consultant for Sierra Financial Services. And what we do primarily January through June, we do tax preparations, personal as well as business. Really year round, we actually assist also children with locating scholarships and grants for themselves for school. Our goal really primarily, so many people just sign on the dotted line when it comes to taxes. And so we just want to make sure that you fully understand what it is that you're doing when you're doing your taxes, and that you are in agreement with what you're doing and that you're maximizing your return as much as possible.
Great. And that's a segue into, in that maximizing when we are taking trips that could be utilized as business trips. That's very, very important. That's an opportunity for a lot of business owners that a lot of people forget about and they don't think about. So let's go ahead and roll into it. What I wanted to do first is just to tell you guys a little bit about what I do. So I have Velvet Rope Experience, and it is a training solutions company. And we spend a lot of time with training entrepreneurs, giving them information that they need to help them with running their for-profit or their nonprofit. So today, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about is just taking the opportunity. When there's something big like the Essence Festival that's going on, that is a huge networking opportunity for you. So it's something that you can plan. You can actually even plan it as a family trip because you can still use a business case for that. But you want to be prepared when you're getting ready to do that. So the very first thing, I have a list here of some things that you can do. The first thing is, wherever it is that you're going to choose to go, you want to make sure that your audience is going to be there. So it needs to be, if you have a nonprofit, you want to make sure that if you're choosing to do this as a business trip for your nonprofit, you want to know that there are going to be people who are potential sponsors there, people who can write checks, people who are business decision makers. Those are who you want to approach. If you are a for-profit, it's this pretty much the same thing, but you also want to look at collaboration and partnership opportunities. But as more important, you want to look at who would be buying what you're selling. So wherever you're going, you want to think about your audience first, and you want to think about whether or not your audience is actually going to be at this venue or this event. The next thing is you want to consider what type of network events are happening at that particular function. So the Essence Festival is a whole weekend, and that weekend is full of lots of different activities. But on top of that, there are several things where there are networking events that you can literally go look up, do research, and find out exactly who will be there. So let's say your goal was you wanted to, I saw Mr. Charles Andrews he took a picture of DJ High C with the Tommy from Power. And my point is that those superstars or those entertainers, they are actually doing they're doing, what would you call that? I guess promotion for certain things, and they are appearing at certain venues. So that's something that you could take advantage of to get in front of. The next thing is vendor opportunities. There are a lot of venues that will give you the opportunity to come in and get a table and do vending, whether you're for profit or whether you're nonprofit. It gives you the opportunity to bring awareness to whatever your cause is. And then the next thing is to let you guys know you have a whole year with some of these things to plan. I mean, Essence Festival is every year, so there is no excuse. I guess what I want to make sure that I tell you guys is that this is an opportunity to boost your business. This is an opportunity for you to raise awareness for your nonprofit, and you have the ability to plan it and maximize it. There is no excuse for not having marketing materials together, such as business cards, postcards, or even brochures. There's nothing wrong with you even going out and getting t-shirts that have the name of your organization on it. Have something that's grabbing that will get people to stop and want to talk to you. So that's the before. That's the planning part. Let me tell you the during, because Dana is a huge part of the after. So the during is when you are there. You want to meet everybody. You want to go and talk to as many people as you can, get them to engage in conversation with you. Remember, it's not all about you. The way that you get people to talk to you and to share in your vision is for you to allow them to talk to you about themselves. Let them tell you what they can do or what they like or what they want, so that you can kind of decide how you can approach their either gift if it's a nonprofit or their business if it's a for-profit. The next thing is introduce your brand and be subtle, because remember, people are there to enjoy. They're not really some people are there to do business. A lot of people are there to do business, but they're doing it in an informal kind of way. So be very subtle, but continue to represent your brand. And we could talk about that later. A little bit more. Next is if you have the opportunity for a sale or for a donation, be prepared. So have your pitch ready, be prepared for exactly what it is that you want to say and what you want to do. You want to be quick because you don't want to waste a person's time. And then you want to be prepared to give them information so that they could follow up with you or you can follow up with them. And then the next thing is be strategic. You want to make sure that you are making an impression on people as you meet them. You want to make sure that they remember you, they remember your brand, they remember your product or your service. You want to make sure that they have a good memory. It was a good experience that they had with you, because that's going to be super beneficial. And then also, in being strategic, find people that are in other regions of the country that you want to reach. So if you want to grow your business past Houston or past Phoenix or past Atlanta, you want to go out and talk to people that live in those other regions, because you met them at the Essence Festival, but they have the ability to take the story of your brand or your nonprofit to whatever city it is that they came from, or to wherever they travel in the event that you made a good enough impression on them. So that's the before and the during. Let's talk about the after. What do you need to do after? So after you have gone to Essence and you have had all this fun and hopefully you saved all those receipts, Dana's going to talk to us about the after and what you can do. So you can take over.
Oh, thank you. Basically, you are going to Essence. I need for you guys to understand that Essence is meant to have fun, enjoy yourself, but it's also meant to be able to, as Tiffany stated, meet the right individuals at the right time. When you're doing this, even when you're booking your hotels, please make sure that before you leave that hotel, that you get a complete receipt showing everything that you actually did. When you go to a restaurant and you are eating, wherever you're going to Drago's or Acme or wherever you're going at that particular standpoint, please make sure that you save that receipt. I know that it is very difficult to remember to save that receipt because you've probably had some hurricanes, some grenades. You're probably enjoying your po' boy or your gumbo or your beignet. I get all of that, but you definitely want to keep all of your receipts. Now, there are various technical opportunities that you can use where there are various different free apps that you can actually utilize where you can actually upload the receipts to those apps and it will save them for you. However, I am very old-fashioned in this particular sense. where I actually copy my receipts because, as you know, some of the papers, they will fade. So you're not able to read them typically as if you were save it, say 6 months from now. So as soon as you get back in, go ahead, invest in you a good copier, and go ahead and print copy those receipts. There's also the fireboxes. I highly recommend that you would invest in a firebox. They are available at Walmart. They're available on Amazon. They're available at Office Depot and Staples. And those fireboxes simply have a little key to it or a combination to it. And you can actually take those receipts, please place them in an manila envelope or some type of envelope of some sort to keep them safe. And also label that envelope, because you will look at it and you will be like, what is this for? Why do I have this? What is the whole purpose of this? If you have to pay for gas, your airline ticket, all of those things are able to be tax deducted. I'm not sure if some of you are aware, but some of your advertising, which means the business cards, the postcards, the brochures that you use, even some of your cell phone, that can also be written off. If you are a home-based service, you can indicate that you are utilizing a room in your house as rent. You can mark off some of that. You can mark off some of your electricity bill if you are using your computer and your internet services. Those are all things that you can utilize in order to write off your expenses when you're taking these type of trips. Now, please, 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 if you have children or grandchildren or whomever, your mama is celebrating her 60th birthday, your dad just retired and you're giving him a huge retirement party. That is not something that can be written off of your business unless you have some type of party planning business that you want to be able to do. So at that particular standpoint, those are just things to consider. Please also keep in mind that if you purchase any type of alcoholic beverages, those are not things that can be tax deducted. So, don't go get all the lemon drops and hand grenades and any other thing else that of your preference that you like to drink. Those things cannot be written off. Food. Go ahead.
I have a quick question. So I'm sorry, I got that feedback because I had Facebook open on another screen.
Okay.
How about that? All right. So if my understanding is if I actually physically meet a client and I take them out to dinner, and if the drink is on that dinner receipt, then that's fine. But if I'm just going to like the little place on the street and getting the daiquiri and walking and drinking that's not okay. But is that not correct?
That is not correct. Okay. Typically what will happen is, and you can even ask the restaurant to do it, they will itemize where they will be just your food. And then, at the bottom, it may have your liquor total or what have you, or even they will be willing to even put it on a completely separate receipt. But liquor is not something that you write off. No.
Okay. All right. That is good. So I have another question I'd like to ask you.
Okay.
When you talk about because I have a little bit I want to share with people about the after part, but when you talk about in general when they're making the plan to get ready to do their taxes and they're a nonprofit or even a for-profit, what are some suggestions that you would give them as it relates to saving receipts and because I know you gave us some, but what are some highlighted items that they need to remember to keep receipts for their business?
Hotels. If they're doing hotels, if they are going to various seminars, if they are, they have to purchase a space as a vendor. Essence Festival, the Jazz Festival that's also located in New Orleans, the South by Southwest in Austin, Taste of Chicago. Those are different places that actually have vendors, and they actually have, Taste of Chicago. Yes, I know you go and you eat all the wonderful food. Trust me, I love to eat. However, they have wonderful business opportunities out there where you can put yourself out there. And so when you are participating and you may have to pay for some of these vending opportunities, or like, for instance, at Essence Festival, a lot of the various hotels will give you a discounted rate to be able to use some of their little conference rooms or what have you to be able to have meetings or breakouts about your particular service or what have you, those type of things. So remember, vending fees, anything for dinners, non-alcoholic beverages, hotels, what else, gas.
Okay.
At this time I believe gas is listed at 56 cents, I want to say, per
So
mile.
it's mileage. Okay.
Yeah, it's mileage as well as gas. A lot of people, we go and we get gas, right? We never ask for a receipt if we pay on the inside, or even if we're paying on the outside, we never elect to get the receipt because we just don't want the paper. Please get the receipt, because those are things that you can actually write off. So anything that has a receipt, get the receipt.
So tell us, if we are interested in finding out more from you and your business and need some assistance with taxes, or with how to handle tax purposes and business trips, how would we reach you?
I can be reached by phone, 713-865-1280. I may not always be able to answer, but I am a texter. I will text you forever. So if you want to text me, feel free to definitely text me. I also have an email address. It's Dana with 2 N's, DANNA, Harris, HARRIS, taxesbyus@gmail.com. That will be changing here momentarily. I'm doing some rearranging of things at this time, so please be patient with me. And that's it for right now. Like I said, text. I'm not a big talker, but if you need to talk to me, I definitely will do that, and I'll be happy. If you want to message me on Facebook, feel free to do that. I'm the same person on Facebook. And that's about it, really. Or you can always contact Tiffany.
That is great. Or you guys can contact me and I'll get you in touch with her. She is actually going through the rebranding process, and she is building her brand, and I'm super excited for her. I'm very, very excited for you, friend. And I want to thank you for joining me. Stay on for just a minute. I'm going to give you guys the wrap up. So the wrap up is, we did the before, we did the during, and then Dana talked about the after as it relates to taxes. But let me talk to you about the after as it relates to the experience and as it relates to cultivating relationships with people. So what you want to do is, you want to make sure that when you're engaging with these people or any person, make sure that you get them to make a commitment to give you a way to contact them after the event, whether that's a phone number, whether it's a business card, whether it's an email address, or even if you follow them on social media. And I say that because you are able to do those things right there. It's very easy for you to use your phone right at that very moment and say, hey, I'd love to follow you on social media. Or it's really easy for you to take a picture of a business card. You want to keep all of that. You want to engage them right then and there and be very personable, but afterwards is the follow-up. And I want to tell you guys that so many business owners and so many nonprofit organizations miss out on the follow-up. The follow-up is what really establishes the relationship with people. So how do you follow up? I'm going to give you guys a couple of ways. And you have to pick what works best for you, but I'll also give you some suggestions though. Social media is always a way to follow up. You can always inbox a person. You can tag them. You can, if you took a picture with them, tag them in that picture so that they have a memory of you and what you do. And then put a little note in there and tell the story of how you met them, or the fact that you want to keep in touch with them. And then proceed to keep up with them and nurture that relationship. The next one is going to be email. Email is like gold. I mean, there are companies now that's what they do. Everything that they do is set up around getting your email address. But get their email address, because now you would have the opportunity to maybe put them on your newsletter and send them more in-depth information about what you do as a business or as a nonprofit. The next thing is going to be good old-fashioned make a phone call. Pick up the phone and call the person and talk to them. I would say call people. The more important the person is, in my opinion, the better the opportunity, the hotter the lead, the more of a chance that person has of writing you a check. You need to call them if you can and talk to them. You want to be personable. And then if you can't do everything in one phone call, the next thing is schedule a face-to-face meeting. That face-to-face meeting can be physically in the city you're in. If you have the means and you balling out of control and you can get on the plane and go visit that person, guess what? That's another tax write-off because it's a business trip. Or you can do something very simple. You can schedule a video conference call where they can see you and relate to you. So that's still face to face because right now I'm face to face with Dana, but she is at the comfort of her house and I am at the comfort of my office. But it's face to face. We get to see each other and we get to have that dialogue, and it has more of um, a collaborative feel to it. And then the other thing I would tell you is besides that, do something really nice. Jennifer Yarborough always, and she's the nonprofit expert, she always says to send a personal note on a personal card. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys is don't be afraid of sending a gift. If you got something right then and there at the Essence Festival from people, so you got business and you closed the deal, or you got someone to write you a check for your nonprofit, send them a memento, send them a gift basket, or send them anything. I mean, just send them something that can be personable. And then that's another thing we're going to, and that wraps up what you need to do if you go to a venue. If you need to know more, you can always reach out to myself at Tiffany Taylor Hicks on Facebook. I am at Velvet Rope Experience on all social media. My phone number is 713-489-9608. The next thing we're going to talk with you guys about is how do you get those personable things that you can send to people, because that has to do with promotional marketing. And that promotional marketing is something that you should consider because those are the things that you would take with you to these type of venues. And it's very important. It's important to for-profit, but it's very important to nonprofits because it's a way for you to brand your business. So that will be another one of the things that we'll be talking to you guys about. I thank everybody who joined and anybody who's going to come in and listen to this later. We're going to do one more round of telling you who we are and what it is that we do, just so that if you joined really late. So again, I am Tiffany Taylor Hicks and I am the CEO of Velvet Rope Experience. We are a training solutions company, and our goal is to provide content and training delivery. We love content of all kind for nonprofit, for profit, but basically what we like doing is helping you with cultivating your message to people and creating the best experiences possible. And I have Dana Harris, and she's going to tell you who she is and how you can reach her as well.
I am Dana Harris, and I'm the CEO as well as tax preparer, financial consultant for Sarah Financial Services. I can be reached at 713-865-1280 or Dana Harris, that's with two N's, DANNA Harris, .taxesbyus@gmail.com. Also, you can reach me on Dana Harris at Facebook and Instagram as well.
All right, so thank you so much for joining me, Dana. I really appreciate it because y'all don't know she did this last minute. I decided I was going to do this yesterday, and then I voluntold her. I didn't even ask her. I just kind of put her out there. So she was
While I was at church.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, she was at church when I did it too, so that meant that she couldn't tell me no because she was in the house of the Lord and she wanted to share and help her friend. So anyway, hopefully we can bring you more broadcasts like this, and it can be very helpful for you guys and really, really help you with how to grow your nonprofit as well as how to grow your for-profit. So if you guys need us, please reach out to us. So leave messages in the comments, and Dana is also in the group as well. So if you have questions, please put them in the comments and we will be more than happy to follow up on those for you. So until the next time we get the opportunity to see you, thank you guys for being members of the Nonprofit Networking Cafe, and good night.
Bye.
I think I ended it. Hold on.